You grab a small plastic box of blueberries at the grocery store, check the price tag, and your heart sinks. 2 days later, they are fuzzy with mold. You just threw your money in the trash. But what if you could plant something once and harvest it for decades? Today, we are looking at 7 perennial fruits that will feed you, your kids, and maybe even your grandkids. And wait until you see number 1. It is not just a fruit tree. It is a living legacy. Most people think gardening means endless weeding and replanting every spring. That is only true if you are growing annuals. Annuals are the fast food version of plants. They grow, they give you a quick hit of food, and they die. Perennials are different. They are the marathon runners of the plant world. Deep roots, built-in survival systems, and they show up every single year to deliver. When you plant a perennial, you are not just gardening. You are building an asset. You are shifting from being a consumer to becoming a producer. Before we get into it, if you are new here, this channel is all about helping you grow your own food, save money, and become more self-sufficient at home. If that sounds like something you want more of, hit subscribe right now so you never miss a video. It is free and it takes 1 second. Now let us get into it. Number 7 is the elderberry. Ancient folklore called it the medicine chest of the people, and for good reason. It is packed with antioxidants and has been used to fight off colds for centuries. But here is the best part. It is incredibly hardy. You can basically stick a cutting in the ground in a damp spot, walk away, and come back a few years later to a massive bush loaded with dark, delicious berries. They are native to many parts of North America, which means they already know how to survive the America climate. You are not fighting nature here. You are working with it. Just remember, you have to cook them. Raw elderberries can upset your stomach. But simmer them into syrups, jams, or juices, and you are sitting on liquid gold. And here is a bonus. Their flowers, which bloom in late spring, can be made into a delicate cordial or even fried for a sweet, crispy snack. 2 harvests from 1 plant. That is high-efficiency food production. But number 6 is even smarter, because it grows in the one spot most gardeners completely write off. Number 6 is the currant. This is a fruit that time forgot. If you shop at a regular supermarket, you probably have not seen a fresh currant in years. There was actually a period in American history where currants were largely banned because they were thought to spread disease to white pine trees. That ban lasted for decades, and by the time it lifted, the industry had moved on. But you can bring them back to your backyard. While most fruits demand full sun, currants are perfectly happy in partial shade. Think about that. Most gardeners waste their shady corners letting nothing but weeds grow. You can fill those spots with currants instead. A single established bush can give you several pounds of fruit every summer. They are also incredibly easy to propagate. Take a dormant stem in winter, stick it in the soil, and you have a new plant for free. Currants are also loaded with vitamin C, often more than oranges. You are basically growing your own multivitamin in a forgotten corner of your yard. Now number 5 is the one that almost takes over your yard, and honestly, you will not mind at all. Number 5 is raspberries. If you want a quick win, this is your champion. Raspberries are like the aggressive stock market investment of the gardening world. They want to expand, and they do it fast. Once you plant them, they spread through underground runners. Within a few years, a single row becomes a thick, productive hedge. The trick is choosing the right variety. Summer-bearing gives you 1 massive harvest. Ever-bearing gives you 2, one in late summer and another in fall. If you have the space, plant both. There is something deeply satisfying about walking out your back door in October and picking a fresh handful of raspberries while everyone else is paying $5 for a plastic box of them at the store. A single raspberry bush, properly managed, can produce for 15 years or more. After the cost of 1 plant, it is pure profit. And do not throw away the leaves. Dried raspberry leaves make a fantastic, healthy tea. You are using the entire plant. That is true self-sufficiency. Number 4 might surprise you, because most people think you need a vineyard. You just need a fence. Number 4 is grapes. Humans have been growing grapes for over 8,000 years. There is a reason for that. They are remarkably resilient. People think grapes require a vineyard and a degree in viticulture. They do not. They are basically a woody vine that wants to climb toward the sun. If you have a fence, a trellis, or even a sturdy wall, you can grow grapes. The secret to long-term production is pruning. Cut back the previous year's growth in the winter, and the plant puts all its energy into massive fruit clusters instead of endless leaves. Skip the pruning and you get a tangled mess with very little fruit. Do it right and you get a bumper crop every single year. A healthy grapevine can live for 50, sometimes even 100 years. You are not just planting for yourself. You are planting for your children and maybe their children too. And grapes give you total control over your output. Table grapes, wine grapes, juice grapes, seedless varieties. You decide. They are even one of the few fruits that get sweeter the longer they stay on the vine, as long as the birds do not get there first. Number 3 is already saving homeowners hundreds of dollars a year at the grocery store, but there is one mistake that kills it before it even gets started. Number 3 is blueberries. But we need to talk about the secret most beginners miss. Blueberries are picky. They refuse to grow in neutral or alkaline soil. They crave acidity. Put them in normal garden soil and they will sit there, turn yellow, and give up. But give them what they want, peat moss, pine needles, acidic fertilizer, and they become an unstoppable fruit factory. They are also beautiful. White bell-shaped flowers in spring, lush green leaves in summer, and bright red foliage in fall. You could plant them in your front yard as part of your landscaping and nobody would even know they are edible. Blueberries are also one of the most expensive fruits at the store, which means one mature bush can pay for itself in just 2 seasons. And they freeze incredibly well. Pick them, rinse them, let them dry, and toss them in a freezer bag. No special processing needed. You can enjoy fresh-tasting blueberries in the middle of a blizzard. Number 2 can produce fruit even if you only have a balcony, and the flavor is something you simply cannot buy in any store. At number 2, we have figs. If you told a gardener 50 years ago that you were growing figs in a cold climate, they would have laughed at you. But modern breeding has changed everything. Varieties like Chicago Hardy and Brown Turkey can handle harsh winters now. The fig is a miracle fruit. It does not need bees for pollination, it rarely gets pests, and it produces an incredibly sweet, high-calorie fruit. Practically a dessert growing on a tree. Here is a fun fact. Figs are actually inverted flowers. When you eat a fig, you are eating the flower turned inside out. And they grow fast. Start with a small cutting in a pot, and within 2 to 3 years you can have a tree several feet tall and loaded with fruit. Because they grow well in containers, you do not even need land. A balcony works. You can bring the pot inside during extreme winters. It is the ultimate fruit for the mobile gardener. And the flavor is in a completely different league from anything you buy at the store. Store-bought figs are picked underripe to survive shipping. A fig straight from the tree tastes like honey, jam, and sunshine all at once. And now, number 1. The fruit that can outlive you, outlive your kids, and still be feeding your grandchildren 100 years from now. And finally, number 1. The absolute king of backyard longevity. The apple tree. People assume apples take forever to fruit. That was true for trees your great-grandfather planted. But today we use rootstocks, a brilliant technique where a desirable variety is grafted onto a root system that controls the tree's size and speed. Dwarf trees can give you fruit in 2 years. Semi-dwarf trees produce a heavy crop in 3 to 5. And once they are established, apple trees are long-term survivors. They provide fruit, shade, habitat for birds, and they create their own microclimate in your backyard. They are a cornerstone. Apples are also the most versatile fruit you can grow. Eat them fresh, make applesauce, bake pies, dry them into chips, or press your own cider. Depending on the variety, they can be stored in a cool basement for months with zero refrigeration. They were the original survival food. Before global supply chains existed, apples were how people made it through winter. By planting one today, you are tapping into thousands of years of human self-sufficiency. Let us do a quick recap. Number 7, elderberry, the hardiest bush you will ever plant, medicine and food in one. Number 6, currant, the forgotten fruit that thrives in the shady corners everyone else wastes. Number 5, raspberries, the fast spreader that turns one plant into a hedge and pays for itself in a single season. Number 4, grapes, a vine that can outlive you and grow on nothing more than a fence. Number 3, blueberries, one of the most expensive fruits at the store and one of the easiest to freeze and stockpile at home. Number 2, figs, a tropical fruit that now grows in cold climates and produces even on a tiny balcony. And number 1, the apple tree, the original survival food that feeds your family for generations and asks for very little in return. 7 plants. 1 decision. A backyard that works for you for the rest of your life. So here is where we come full circle. Remember those moldy blueberries from the beginning? That moment of frustration is actually a gift. It is the signal that something needs to change. You do not have to keep playing that game. You can opt out. 1 plant. 1 season of patience. And you start building something that feeds you long after you have forgotten what you paid for it. You can fit currants in a shady corner. Grow grapes on a simple fence. Put a dwarf apple tree in a pot on your patio. The space is not the problem. The hesitation is. Nature does not wait for perfect conditions. It just grows. Put the plant in the ground, give it some water, and it will do the rest while you are sleeping, while you are at work, while you are living your life. That is the power of the perennial. Which of these fruits are you adding to your backyard this year? Or if you are already growing one, what is the 1 tip you wish you knew before you started? Drop it in the comments below. Your experience might save someone else a few years of trial and error. If this was useful, hit like and subscribe. It helps us keep growing, just like your garden. Thanks for watching, and happy planting!